Hey everybody, welcome back to the 80s Slashers YouTube channel. In this video, we will be looking at and discussing two different slasher flicks, one from the 80s and another, later slasher that I'm going to recommend. That these two films share some, similarities. As you can see, the 80s slasher that we're going to be talking about in this video is 1980s Maniac, starring the late great Joe Spinell. So this is one of these, another one of these videos, kind of, if you like this, check out this other one. So we'll get to that one in a bit. So now, if you're familiar with Maniac, you already know that there aren't too many films like this. And honestly, mostly, it's for me anyway. It's due to just the place and the time that this film was made. Early 80s, late 70s, early 80s, New York City is a place and time that just had a distinct look and feel. And unfortunately, it's kind of been lost to time. It doesn't exist anymore. The city got cleaned up. It, that old New York City it's gone. And the only way to really revisit it is through films, such as Maniac. There's other films that you can go back in time and visit it. New York Ripper is the mostly closely associated film with this, I would say. Then there's other films, like Death Wish. You can pick up that vibe from The Warriors. You can also get that vibe from The Exterminator. There's a bunch of films that obviously that were shot and made in that early New York City. So in regards to just the tone and the setting, there's not many films, more recent films, obviously, if any, that can be recommended just to match the feel of Maniac. They just can't make them anymore. Like they can try, but it's not being made at that time and place. So that's what makes these films special to me. It's like it's just kind of a you kind of get to go back in time to a place that's no longer exists, which is pretty cool. So the film that I'm going to recommend for obvious reasons will be based on other elements that these two films share. So, if you like Maniac, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna recommend that you check out Maniac from 2012. So, yeah, I don't know if this is, some of you are going to consider this a cheap recommendation or maybe cheating somehow. I don't know, because obviously this is a remake. Um, but I don't know. I feel like 2012's Maniac is, I feel like it hasn't received a lot of love. It kind of went under the radar, I feel. Maybe not so much within the horror community. It's pretty well known, but uh, in general, I feel like it didn't get a lot of love. It just kind of came and went and disappeared. And I guess more recent horror films, that's kind of they have their little brief moment and then they disappear, I guess. I don't know. But I think this film needs to be seen by anyone who enjoys the 1980 film. All right. So Maniac 2012. Like I said, obviously this is a remake of the original film, and there is some clear similarities, and there's some differences as well. The right off the bat, obviously, the biggest difference that you're going to see with this film is the leading role. We all know Joe Spinell. He's one of the besides the tone and setting that I talked about. Joe Spinell is there's not really been an actor like him. He just brought something very unique and original to his roles. and it's kind of hard to replicate or even like just to even come close. So this film obviously stars Elijah Wood, who I like. I'm a big Elijah Wood fan. I think he's a great actor. But I'll be honest. When I when I first heard of this film, and I said, "Oh, they remade Maniac, cool," and then I realized that the Elijah Wood was was playing the main character. I wasn't too excited. I didn't see it. I'm like, oh, Elijah Wood playing a serial killer, like, kind of like a maniac style serial killer. I yeah, I was like, ugh, I don't know about that. That's probably not the best decision. And then I watched the film, and boy, was I wrong. He's incredible. He's really, really good in this. Um, I he blew me away. I'll be perfectly honest. Like I said, he is like we all know he's a good actor, but man, he brings out the creepy, um, man. Like the difference is like Joe Spinell's character is creepy for sure, but he's more he his character in this is kind of he's obviously crazy, but he tries to kind of hide it a little bit when he's out in public, when he's doing his photography. He's a little more flamboyant. He can mingle in circles. Like there's a few scenes in the movie when he's like taking pictures and like with models and whatnot. He's kind of mingling. He's kind of accepted. Uh, Elijah Wood's character is a weirdo from the beginning to end. Um, they both have like obviously this is a mannequin. If you're not sure, if you can't see, this is a mannequin. It's not a naked lady. Um, but yeah, both films, those mannequins play a role. But in here, he actually owns a like a mannequin store. Like he makes and restores mannequins and sells them, kind of thing. And he's just like a weirdo. He's not comfortable around other people. Everyone thinks he's weird, and so he kind of hides in his own little world during the day, and then at night just in this, at night he turns to his maniac tendencies and he starts killing people. So they're different in that respect, but yeah, he's Elijah Wood's super super creepy, and he turns up like the violence. Like you wouldn't think, like the guy who plays Frodo, but boy, he turns up the violence and he does just a fantastic job. So yeah, he going into this, I was expecting him to not be a strength, but he was the best part of this movie. So there you go. My opinion, of course. So now, if you're watching this channel and this video talking about Maniac, I'm assuming you're someone who enjoys films with extreme violence, graphic kills, gore, lots of blood, all that stuff. So if you are a fan of all that stuff, um, this you should like this film because I'm gonna say I guarantee that by the time this film opens, there's like a little opening scene, and then you get the after the opening scene ends, you get like the film title, like Maniac, flashes on the screen, and the credits and all that stuff. By the time the title flashes on the screen, I guarantee that you're gonna have a smile on your face and you're gonna be thinking, I'm gonna like this movie because just the way they open this movie and the way the opening scene ends when the title flashes on the screen. It's great. It's one of the best openings. I just like, man, I'm gonna love this film. I wasn't sure, like I said, about Elijah Wood and all that stuff, but within like I don't know how long the opening is, 2, 3, 4 minutes. And by the time that was over, I was already sold. I'm like, yep, this film's for me. I'm gonna love it. And sure enough, it went on and just got more and more of that greatness that we saw in the opening. So yeah, great opening scene, and like I said, it just really lets you know what you're in for. So if you don't like that opening scene, you can shut it off. You probably won't like the rest of the movie, but if you like it, you're probably gonna love it. So yeah. Now, so yeah, like I said, I kind of mentioned it earlier, but the biggest difference for me was kind of the sense of sleaze between these two films. This original film, as anyone who's seen it knows, it's sleazy. It's it's just it's not just the Joe Spinell character and the things that he's doing, which are they're very the way he does them is very sleazy. But like I said, the city, the setting, it's almost like a character in itself in this film. Um, and it just oozes this grimy, the seedy underbelly of the city. It just captures it so well, and it's just like I said, it's a character in the film, and that it's impossible to duplicate, especially in 2012. Um, and so it's hard to compare anything to that because it just can't be done these days. In this remake, like I said, it's like I said, they can't capture that, but that's not to say that this film isn't sleazy because it definitely is at times. It's just not the same. Um, it's just not at the same level as the original. Just because this whole film just feels like the whole, just from the opening credits to the closing credits, it just has that feel, that tone. This one doesn't have that, unfortunately, but it has moments like the kill scenes and some of the other. There's some definitely sleazy moments for sure. But I would say that this film leans more towards like creepy. Um, it just kind of has that. Again, it's mostly due to Elijah Wood's performance. He's just really creepy, and a lot of it is uh, because a lot of this film is shot POV, like through like you're seeing it through the eyes of Elijah Wood's character, and then his like the heavy breathing, which is taken from this, another similarity. But there's a lot of it in this one. You're seeing him stalking and hunting these women, and like the heavy breathing, and like it's really creepy the way that it's filmed and shot. It's good, but yes, there's some sleaze. It's still playing in that neighborhood. It's just they can't, they couldn't capture it. It's just like I said, it's impossible. So yeah, but yeah, still really good in terms of like the tone. Now another thing that I really enjoyed about the remake is that it pays homage to this original film. Obviously, the people who made this were loved this film and they wanted to incorporate as much of this, the ideas and the tone and the feeling, as much of that as they could into this. I mean, it's clear that like there's all kinds of little Easter eggs all over. So if you're a big fan of this film, there's going to be moments and things that you recognize from this that are going to pop up in here, whether it's like character names or places or just whatever it is. There's all kinds of little Easter eggs, which is fun. It's fun to watch and pick up on. Um, and the like I said, the filmmakers just did a really good job of um, making sure that you knew it was, despite the differences, it was still like a Maniac film, if that makes sense. You know, they, they obviously knew they couldn't do exactly what this was, that what this film did, but they sprinkled enough things in to make it feel like they're connected. This is Maniac, this is its remake, and I feel like it's a good remake. They fit together nicely. There's they queue up well together, if that makes sense. The best example, um, there's a shot in this movie. It's after he makes a kill. He kills a woman, and what they did, it's brief. It's not very long. Might be a second, might be 2 seconds. I don't know. But after he kills a woman, he like he scalps the woman, like cuts her hair off, and he stands in front of like a window or something, and there's a reflection, and this is what you see. Exactly this shot, and it's fantastic. He has the jeans, he has the brown leather jacket, the gloves, the bloody knife, the shoes, and he has the woman's scalped blonde hair. They recreate this shot in like a reflection, and I just got giddy. I'm like, man, look at that. It's such a like a love letter to this film, and just that they were able to do it, and it fit in seamlessly. It wasn't forced. It just the way that it was shot, and the camera panned to this thing, and it panned to like the reflection, and you saw this, and I was just like, that is just fantastic. I absolutely loved it. As soon as I saw that, I was sold. I'm like, man, this film is so good. Like I said, they pay homage to this, and it's great. I love that. So yeah, now So obviously, I'm talking about this. You probably can tell. I really like 2012's Maniac. And this might be a hot take, but in some ways, I think I enjoy this more than the original. Um, yeah, like I said, there's parts of this original that just can't be matched, can't be touched. Spinell's performance, the sleazy toned feel. There's there's a scene in this film. I think I've talked about it on this channel before. The scene down in the subway when he's chasing and hunting down the nurse, and he finally gets her in like the abandoned bathroom in the subway. That scene is one of the ones that I watch as a kid, and it affected me so much. It's just I don't know how old I was when I seen it for the first time, but it scared the living crap out of me, and it like I had nightmares. It's just something about like I said, it was like the sleazy, grimy feeling late at night or in early morning, whenever it took place, like 2 or 3 in the morning. It seemed like down in the subway, and then not just down in the subway, but in an abandoned bathroom. Man, it was just so effective. It stayed with me until I was an adult. I still see it every time I see pictures or still images or videos of that. It resonates with me when I watched it as a kid. A movie that can do that, can stay with you all through your life. Um, it's special, and that's why I love this movie. That scene I don't know what it was. That it just oh it just really stayed with me. So yeah, there's elements of this that just can't be touched. And I love this film for that. But honestly, in terms of just pure viewing enjoyment, I think I have more fun with this version. I'm not sure exactly what it is. Elijah Wood's performance is creepy fun. It's just so fun. Like all the POV shots, like the heavy breathing, it just really added something. It just kind of made the viewing experience really different and unique and really fun. The kills in this film, like obviously this is Tom Savini kills, so you can't knock that, and they're fantastic. But these kills, they seem more brutal, more graphic, more like realistic and visceral. They just, oh man, like when he like scalps a woman, like and you're watching, and he's kind of peel. It's really effective, and you're just like, oh, and it kind of makes your skin crawl and your hair stand up. It's really effective. I absolutely love the kills, and I feel like the plot is just a little more like there's nothing wrong with the plot in Maniac. Like I'm not knocking this film at all, but I'm just in terms of easy watching, just pure viewing enjoyment. The plot just seems to work. It flows better. It has a nice. Maybe it's paced better. It's just more straightforward. It's just I don't know. I just enjoy watching this. Like they're both fantastic, but this is just more fun, I guess. Maybe it's just the kills. I don't know what it is. But yeah, you know what? Regardless, both of these films are fantastic slasher films in my opinion. So if you've only seen the original Maniac, definitely go check out the remake. If you've seen this and you've never seen the original, definitely go back and check out the original. Both of these films are fantastic, and you can't go wrong with either one. Yeah, so that's it, everyone. That's my that's my little recommendation. If you like this 80s slasher, go check out the remake. Hope you guys enjoy the video, and yeah, until next time. All right, see ya.